Hey there, my name is Aaron Hughes and I'm the real estate investing copywriter. We live in an amazing age where you can go onto a streaming website or platform like Netflix or Disney Plus and you can binge watch your favorite shows. I just did that recently with Ozark and enjoyed that a lot. But it wasn't always that way, going way back into my childhood, perhaps for you too, depending on how old you are. We had old school TV where you sat on the couch and at a certain time to watch a certain show. When the commercials came on, that's when you got to run to the fridge to grab your food, and you had to get up and change the channel in the old school way with the dial. And then we felt all pretty advanced when we got the remote control. And each week, you'd kind of tune in and watch the next episode in whatever it was that you like to watch. And you maybe remember, as I do, that the seasons of a show typically ran like, say, September to December, and then January to May or January to June. So there was like 2 seasons of shows, and you would always kind of watch for the next season to come. And as a season of a show would end, they would sometimes end with a massive cliffhanger and the words "to be continued." And then you'd wait, all in between the season. So if it happened in June, you'd wait through the reruns in July and August until your show came back on again in September, and you could find out what happened to the heroes that you watched faithfully. And that was pretty common, I think, as I recall, at least, in between seasons. And when I talk to my parents, they remember those types of cliffhangers happening even more regularly. And they talk about a day when they would watch a show and like the hero and the damsel in distress you'd see them drive off a cliff in a car. And then it would say, will the hero escape? Will they rescue the princess or whatever? Tune in tomorrow for the thrilling conclusion to this exciting story. And so there were cliffhangers like almost every day, almost every episode to get people to come back. And we still have some cliffhangers now in between seasons in streaming shows, but you don't see it quite as often. But cliffhangers. That's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about cliffhangers because they are effective tools in entertainment to get you to come back. And it works because people want a satisfying conclusion. They want closure. They want finality. When you look at shows that know that they're coming to an end and they have a series finale, those can sometimes be very critical or receive a lot of criticism, from their audiences if the audiences didn't find those conclusions satisfying enough. We want to bring all the stories together to a close in a satisfying way, and sometimes we don't get that from a series finale. And the reason why cliffhangers work and the reason why we can be so critical about a series finale is because as humans, we want closure. We want a conclusion. We want finality to something. And when we don't get it, it leaves us with this sense of wanting more, like this kind of sense of disruption where something just wasn't quite satisfyingly ended the way we wanted it to. So what was true in TV and movies and entertainment is also true in marketing too. People want a satisfying conclusion. They want that finality, that closure. And you can get people to take action in your sales funnel by creating something that we as marketers call open loops. You open a loop and then you get them to take action to close the loop. And all you're doing really is hacking into that sense of finality, that sense of conclusion, that sense of closure that people want. So on a website, you might have something like a case study where you say, so-and-so, this motivated seller, they were in dire financial straits and, they're right on the brink of having their house foreclosed. But click the orange button below to find out what happened that completely changed their life. And that will compel people to click the orange button below. And you click it, takes them to your next step in the funnel. So that's a great way to kind of create an open loop on your website to set up a story and just prompt them to click a button to keep going. So that's one thing you can do. And it doesn't just have to be a story. It can be a promise of something. And I'll give you another example that you might see in an email. So in an email, you might say, you might add some value, provide some sort of resource or information in an email to someone, like to a cash buyer, for example. You might say, the stock market is really variable, and you buy a stock and you just hope it goes up, and you hope that the CEO of the company of that stock doesn't do anything stupid to drive the stock down. If it happens, you end up losing all of your retirement fund. But watch your inbox tomorrow, because I'm going to show you 3 simple ways that you can get out of the stock market and actually build a retirement portfolio faster. So you see what I did there? It wasn't a story. It was kind of some value and some information, but then that open loop to watch your inbox tomorrow, because I'm going to share this critical piece of information for you that will bring a satisfying closure to the thing I talked about now. So you can do this kind of open loop strategy all through your sales funnel, all through your copywriting, all through your marketing, that basically compels people to move forward. In a sales page, for example, you can open up loops at the very top of your sales page and then start to close them at the bottom. You can open up loops before a button, a call to action button, and then promise that on the other side of the button is the closed loop, and it'll get them to move forward. You can get people to read your emails by opening a loop in one email and then closing the loop in another. And then in the PS of that second email, open another loop and get them to watch their email to close the next loop. And you can chain together these loops in your email. And you can do it in video as well. You can sort of create an open loop in one video and then promise that if they watch carefully for tomorrow's video, then they'll get the satisfying conclusion to the thing that you're talking about today. You can put these open loops all the way through your marketing, your copywriting, your sales funnel, your sales process, both in person and recorded, in email, in landing pages, in reports, you name it. You can put open loops everywhere, and it gets people to take action. It's a very, very powerful strategy that I use as a copywriter. Lots of copywriters use it, but good marketers will use it all the way through the sales funnel. So look at your sales funnel, and wherever you want people to take action, look at how you can set up an open loop and then satisfy that by closing the loop after they take action. I hope this was helpful. Give it a shot in your sales funnel, and I think you'll be impressed with how it can work. My name's Aaron Hughes. I'm the real estate investing copywriter, and if you want more tips and tools and strategies to help you do more deals, head over to realestateinvestingcopywriter.com.